I got you into a Remington party. What's my thanks? It's on the hallway carpet. I got paid in puke. Lick it up, baby. I got paid in puke.
Welcome to Paid in Puke, the podcast where we discuss female-driven films through an inclusive feminist lens, with the help of the 1988 film Heathers. Paid in Puke is hosted by Jessica Baxter, Amy Green, and Christina Barr. It's also a spoiler-filled free-for-all. You've been warned. On today's episode of Paid in Puke, we're rummaging through Sofia Coppola's 2013 true crime drama, The Bling Ring, starring Katie Chang, Claire Julian, Emma Watson, Taissa Farmiga, Leslie Mann, and Israel Broussard.
My homie Mark.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Nikki. This is Sam.
Hi.
Oh my God, that's Paris Hilton. It's Kirsten Dunst. I just think we wanted to be a part of, the lifestyle. The lifestyle that everybody kind of wants. Paris Hilton's hosting a party in Vegas tonight.
Where does she live? Do you think we could find a way in?
I don't know.
Come on, let's go to Paris's. I want to rob.
That's a cute dress. Did you get a new dress?
Mm-hmm.
We had so many beautiful things.
Oh, look great. I bet you want to.
Ladies?
He looks hot.
I hear helicopters.
We're in LA. Don't be such a little bitch.
You're stressing me out.
Oh my God, are they gone?
Police are investigating the connection of the Hollywood Hills burglaries.
America has this sick fascination with a Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing.
It all comes back to, bad choices. Who you have as your friend.
Can't take your dog.
But he likes me.
I'm a firm believer in karma. And I think this situation is a huge learning lesson for me to grow and expand as a spiritual human being. I want to lead a country one day, for all I know.
Did you speak to any of the victims?
I've spoken to all the victims.
Really? What did Lindsay say?
Coppola based the script on Nancy Jo Sales' 2010 Vanity Fair article about the real-life bling ring called The Suspects Wore Louboutins. The bling ring is a group of LA suburban teenagers who stumble into committing a spree of robberies of the closets of Hollywood's busiest, hoardiest stars, including Paris Hilton, Orlando Bloom, and Lindsay Lohan. The narrative mainly follows the young man, Mark, and his doomed friendship with the charismatic and wily Rebecca. I'm Jessica Baxter.
I'm Christina Barr.
I'm Amy Green.
And joining us today is a returning Pukette. You heard her on our 9 to 5 episode. It is the lovely and talented Laura Lawrence.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. Can you tell us why you picked this movie for the Paid in Puke treatment?
Well, I saw this movie when it first came out with Christina Barr, and I thought it would be a fun revisit.
Nice. Have you revisited in the interim besides preparing for this podcast?
Yes. I have definitely seen this movie many, many times.
What kind of mood are you in when you put this movie on?
I want to fuck shit up.
I love it.
Lick it up, baby. Lick it up.
A couple fun facts to kick us off. Emma Watson, who is kind of the most famous person in this movie, she said she researched her role by watching a ton of reality TV, including The Hills, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and Pretty Wild, to study her body language and how she acted around people. And she also listened to Britney Spears' Femme Fatale to get into the mind frame of her character. And then they changed names of characters for legal purposes. Sofia Coppola also said, in regard to that decision, she didn't want to make the kids more famous than they already were. Oh, and another fun fact, which I found out just recently, there was a 2011 TV movie also called The Bling Ring, and it starred a little actor named Austin Butler. And he played, I guess it's not Mark.
My name is Zachary Lawrence Garvey. You probably know me. Everybody come and get it. Being the most important person in the room, we all want the same thing.
LA kids stole millions from the homes of Hollywood celebrities.
Don't stuff that's a $7,000 dress. Fold.
What do you think this is, the Italian job?
I was the cool one. Everybody wants that.
The Bling Ring.
Shut up. Hot Probs is on.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I feel like even at 90 minutes, it feels a little stretched. Like, it feels a little repetitive to me. Like, there's a lot of, like, let's go do this. No, I don't want to. Oh, come on. And then, oh, I feel like I hear something. Be the lookout. I feel like there's that same scene, like, 11 times in this movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, they wanted to rob a lot.
And that's like all they were doing, I guess, at the time. But yeah, like it could have been a montage.
Right.
Stay on lookout.
Did you guys hear that?
It's fine.
No, I think I heard someone.
There's no one outside. Calm the fuck down.
We get that they do that every time.
I had forgotten the scene where the kids fought over the gun.
Oh, that was terrifying.
Yes. Oh, so stressful.
That was a really tense scene.
Look what I found.
Oh, no, wait, let me see that.
Oh, careful.
Wow. Where'd you find it?
Under the bed.
Really?
Whoa.
Don't.
Babe.
You're good. You're fine.
You're fine.
You're fucking crazy.
No, I'm not.
Shit. Be careful with that.
What?
Is it loaded?
I don't know. Maybe.
Dude, what the fuck? No.
Maybe. Is it loaded?
I don't know and I don't want to know.
Does it make you nervous, Mark?
Stop, please.
Please? Could you just beg me? Dude, it's chill. Don't touch me. Okay?
Just put the gun down.
Why? I actually like it a lot.
Oh, yeah. What are you going to do with a gun?
I don't know.
Just like unhinged teenagers with guns.
Yeah. Right.
Don't
like,
care for that.
Don't play with the gun you find, Emma. Was it Emma? No, it was Taissa.
Yeah. But yes, ugh. And also like all the DUI driving. I can't
so
handle
much.
it. Like
very
anytime.
stressful.
Yeah.
You know, that one shot from the passenger seat, they're singing and having the time of their lives. You know there's going to be a car T-boning. Ugh, I hate it. Even when I know it's coming, it's so stressful.
I still worry about the kids as kids, especially seeing this 10 years later. The first time I saw it, I was like, oh, wow, those kids are amazing. And then I saw it and I was like, Laura, no.
That's not the takeaway.
Right. These are bad choices. Right. Mm-hmm. I'm famous for them, so.
I like how they're playing dress up, you know, like kids. Till they get caught, and then my favorite part of the movie, I think, is when they're all getting arrested and they're like, Mom! Like, they just turn into babies all of a sudden.
Put your hands behind you.
Mom? Mom? Sorry. Mom! Excuse me.
Get her back.
Stop. I need you to stop. I need to speak to my mom. What you're doing with my daughter. My mom! Mom! Ow! I want to talk to my mom! Ow! Ow!
The parents were not great in this movie.
Oh, yeah. No,
I guess in real life either.
I mean, yeah, they're kids from Calabasas. Like, that's where the Kardashians live, and they were well-off kids already. It was, like, this very particular point in time where being a celebrity, or just having everything on the internet and seeing people, like, clubbing or whatever, like, they're on Delisted a lot in the movie, which I thought was funny. And, like, I remember that website. Did it exist
Delisted
anymore?
finally closed down.
Anymore, but it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it was only, like, February, I want to say.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I loved Delisted so much. That was the only thing I ever knew Kardashians. Like, there were a lot of celebrities where I literally only knew them from Delisted. It was like a comic strip that I was reading. What's this wacky character up to this week?
All of the celebrities, like in the movie, the characters are like, oh, Misha Barton got a DUI, Lindsay got another DUI. Like, everybody's following these people just for their lives. They're just celebrities, basically. There's this whole wanting to be famous, wanting to, like, have all the cool purses and the shoes and the jewelry and all of that. They're robbing the houses, but it's also kind of, like, about going to Paris Hilton's house and, like, pretending that you are Paris Hilton.
Yeah, like hanging out in her
seeing that, I mean, it wasn't just about stealing necessarily. And, you know, they're teenagers. They're, like, posting their bags they stole, like, on Facebook and bragging about it at parties. And then it seems like it becomes this thing where more people get brought in.
Wait, who are you?
It's my little sister, Emily.
Oh. How old are you?
13.
Come on. Can you fit through here?
How many times have you guys been up here? This is like our 5th time. Did she never notice?
We never take an effort to be obvious. I mean, come on, it's Paris Hilton. Yeah.
She's got so much stuff. I know, right?
It's great. It's chill.
There was no way that was gonna go on forever, you know? But it's kind of amazing that they went to Paris Hilton's house like, I don't know, 6 or
so many times,
7 times or something like that.
Well, her key was underneath the mat.
I bet she'd leave her keys under her mat.
Awesome. I feel like a lot of people learned a lot of lessons from
Yes.
this time period. Like, don't post your partying on social media. Don't leave your key under the mat.
Don't post before your vacation that you're leaving.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Or get a house sitter, you know?
Yeah.
People love that.
That was the other thing, too, that I thought was really lucky for them is, like, in LA, there's all these, like, Kato Kalin people or, like, hangers on
professional
that, like,
house guests.
are
Right.
at the house.
Yeah, that's true.
It's, like, kind of lucky they didn't get busted earlier. But I really like that the movie's showing the perspective of the kids that were doing that and what their lives were like. The mother of Alexis and what was some friend's name who was like her sister? I can't remember.
Sam.
Hi, this is Sam. Hi. Nice to go to school.
Are they sisters?
No, they've known each other since they were like 3. They took Sam in. I don't know what happened to her mom.
Their mom was like, I can just see her as this like Instagram mom influencer.
Oh yeah, I mean they
like
learned a lot from her.
Yeah.
How'd your audition go today?
It was alright. I think it went really well. They said they want to do a test shoot.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah.
What's it for?
Axe body spray.
Oh.
And we have a go-see for the BCBG runway show.
Oh, that's huge. Good job.
They're homeschooled, and their homeschool is
doing
the
secret.
philosophy of the secret.
Right. This morning's lesson is on character development. So in The Secret, we talk about the law of attraction and how we need to be really careful about who we surround ourselves with because we wind up being the average of those people. So we are going to make vision boards about people who are demonstrating good character, like Angelina Jolie.
And The Secret is about, like, getting stuff, you know?
Yeah. I think it's, like, a very American story. I mean, like, people want to be a celebrity for being a celebrity and, like, all of the stuff. And after they go to a house and then they go to, like, all the... Like, they went to Kitson, that place, like... That was
Paris Hilton
popular.
shots, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was very true to the period of... I don't know. It was
It's like
several...
a microcosm in
Right.
time when celebrity was so extra important. You know, like the nascence of celebrity gossip on stuff like delisted, then leveraging it for their own demise, I guess. I mean, demise is exaggerated, but...
I mean, it did kind of ruin their young lives.
Right,
They-
you know?
They went to jail.
They did. For like 5 minutes. It was really...
Yeah, but they didn't think they were going to have any consequences.
Yeah.
So, like, they were definitely blindsided by consequences.
Yeah.
They were the ones having, like, paparazzi film them on their way to court and stuff like that.
Which is what they wanted the whole time.
And the guy, Nick Prugo, like, I guess his parents had gotten him a lawyer, but he found his own lawyer because he really liked this guy's jawline. And, like, that's the kind of thinking that was going on. That clip that I sent you guys, that was from Pretty Wild. That was the show that was following the mom with the secret and like her kids.
This is the issue you girls are in. Woo!
Oh my god, I'm in Vanity Fair! Okay, hold on. Let me read this.
The suspect wore Louboutins.
What?
Wow.
So as I'm reading the Vanity Fair article, I was not happy with anything that she wrote about me. I never said that.
She cut off my sentence. She didn't make it clear at all. I'm pissed. Bitch!
She could have swayed this freaking case. Does she have any compassion for this situation?
I can't even read this anymore.
It's gonna be okay.
It's not gonna be okay.
Stop what?
Stop talking!
She's praying.
I am praying. Please be quiet. I know that I'm always protected. And that karmically my journey just gets better and better every day. And I thank you, Lord, so much for this truth, and so it is.
So it is. You rock, girl.
There's like stuff in that show where like her teenage daughters are going to like a lingerie shoot, and I guess she used to do lingerie modeling. It's just a very weird thing, like to be that kind of
teach your daughter how to
Teach your
pose
daughter
in lingerie.
How to be a lingerie model. I don't know. It's just very...
Weren't they filming that show when the girls were arrested?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
And like, it's like a famous reality show scene where she's confronting Nancy Joe, who made the Vanity Fair article that the movie's based on, and she's like, I wasn't wearing Louboutins. I was wearing BB kitten heels.
The whole Vanity Fair magazine interview totally backfired.
Nancy Joe, this is Alexis Nyers calling. I'm calling to let you know how disappointed I am in your story. There's many things that I read in here that were false. Like you saying that I wore 6-inch Louboutin heels to court with my tweed skirt when I wore 4-inch little brown BB shoes.
$29!
Every time you yell, I have to re-record it! Nancy Joe, this is Alexis Nyers calling. I opened up to you so that way the world could potentially know what a great, amazing, talented, strong, healthy girl that I am. Not even a girl, young woman. And I'm letting you know that I will clear this up. Have a nice life. Goodbye. That was beautiful. You did such a good job of expressing yourself.
It's just crazy, but I mean, like, their parents, they just don't want to know what their kids are doing, I think. One of the girls who, I feel like she was the meanest one in the group, but she was also, like, really wealthy. Like, you see this scene of her with her parents, and it's like, wow. And she's the one who got the DUI, and she's like, I was so over the limit, or whatever.
My level was off the charts.
Yeah.
My level was off the charts. It was crazy. They didn't know how I was driving, let alone still alive. It's fucked up. Yeah. To pick up trash for fucking forever.
It sucks.
What are you guys doing later?
I have to pick up trash for fucking ever. And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Lucky that's all you have to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, just learning nothing from it. Like, society learned things, but the people involved didn't learn anything.
Yeah. I mean, being robbed isn't fun. I know, like, Orlando Bloom felt very violated or whatever, but I guess I just feel like it's all this stuff that they lost, but it's like, isn't that stuff you probably got for free from designers or something?
Well, it wasn't
And,
until, like, first it was that stuff, and I think if they had stuck with that, if they had just kept it that small group, and then we're just taking, like, cash from Paris's party purses and stuff that she obviously just got for free, like, still has tags on, that sort of thing. But it was, like, literally stealing a watch collection from Orlando Bloom, or that
$2 million piece of art, I think, was also...
things that were, like, things that'll be missed, that'll be worth it for someone to look into.
Yeah, I heard that Orlando Bloom ended up going to all these pawn shops and people were tracing his watches. He got some of it back.
So you what? I'll give you $5,000 for them.
Aren't they worth a lot more?
Not stolen ones.
Okay, sweet. Thanks.
Yeah, they stole a bunch of stuff. I'm sure those celebrities have home insurance or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, stealing isn't good.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Like, thou shalt not or
but
whatever.
I mean, like, cops and stuff, they care about all this property that gets stolen. Like, it was almost worse than killing someone. Or I don't know. Or not worse than killing someone, but, like, it's crazy.
Well, at that time, people were worshiping celebrities in a way that was kind of unprecedented. And so there might have been the shiny bump of who it was and where it was happening and to get that attention.
I mean, it makes sense that cops in LA would be just as obsessed with high-profile celebrity as well. Like, I want to work on this case because this is something that will get me notoriety. Not when someone who can't afford to replace their shit got robbed. That's not worth it to me.
Also, it's not like the cops really had to do that much to, like,
Right.
catch them, you know? I mean, like, usually, I mean, it
could've
wasn't like they were really doing more than they ever do, which is, like, nothing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like they left quite a trail, you know?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Oh, and the cop that was in the movie, he got paid as a consultant by Sofia Coppola, and he's the one who, like, puts Emma Watson in handcuffs. But he kind of, like, by being in the movie, the DA was like, the case was ongoing when they were making the movie. And so it was thanks to him being in the movie, he wasn't able to give testimony because of that. The judge was like, you should thank this cop for...
Oh, for fucking up so bad.
Fucking this up. Yeah, because their sentence wouldn't have been...
I didn't know that story. That's
I didn't either.
interesting.
That was very significant.
Yeah. There were some other people, like I think the lawyers that are with Emma Watson's character were lawyers on that case. So there were some people that were actually from the story that were in the movie.
I think I'd be pissed if I saw my lawyer in a movie playing a lawyer.
Right.
I mean, it would depend.
I don't know. I love my lawyer.
Well, your
my
lawyer is
favorite
very
divorce
good.
lawyer.
Playing a
There's
lawyer.
like 4 people I could think of as my
for your case. Playing themselves in regard to your case. I guess I would have to be in the
That's
situation
such a
to really
specific,
know.
you're right. That's too specific a situation, I think, to know how you would feel about it. Because, like, your relationship with your lawyer is going to be different every time. I don't know.
I guess so. But I do think it was really interesting that it didn't help Mark to be a rat. Like, he spilled everything, and he basically got the second most consequences, really, after Rebecca, right?
Yeah. In the end, when they're all going to the court, Rachel went off to her name's Rachel in real life, but I forgot. Or Rebecca.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went to her dad's in...
Oh, right.
Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas. I guess that's when he started talking to the cops, and the cops were like, she left you holding the bag, or whatever.
When are you coming back from Vegas?
I don't know. Just gonna stay with my dad until things calm down with my mom. So I'll call you from there.
Okay.
Will you hold on to some of my stuff for me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, bye.
He sees that he got defriended on Facebook.
Yeah.
Remember, like, when that was just the...
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just such a vivid...
Are you sure you want to unfriend?
And
And you, like, screenshot that.
Yeah.
And then when they go to court, he's sitting right next to her, and she won't make eye contact with him.
She's really blocked him.
Yeah, she really blocked him.
Unfriended IRL.
Yeah. In the beginning, they seem to have this special friendship.
I loved her. I really did. She was the first person I felt like was my best friend. I loved her almost like a sister. That's what made this situation so hard.
He was like, what did he say? There was something where he's like, if we ever weren't friends, would you rob me? Or something. And she's like, I would never do that to you. But, you know.
I mean, at least the character is very calculated.
I want to go to Rachel Bilson's. She's in Paris for Fashion Week.
Do you think you should chill out a little bit?
Yeah, that news thing totally freaked me out.
Nothing happened. There's no way of telling who it is anyway. Come on. Can you find her house for me, please? I want some Chanel.
I don't know.
Come on, you're my best friend. Please? Let's go get some stuff.
It's very clear that she's just using him the whole time, and he sees it as a real friendship, and she just sees it as something that's really working for her at that moment in time. As soon as it becomes inconvenient, she leaves. And she definitely thought that she had covered up everything when she went to Vegas. She thought that she'd gotten rid of all the evidence that pointed to her, but she'd missed a couple things, I guess. That was her whole plan, was like, I'm gonna let this guy take the fall for everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much of that is real, you know, but that's definitely the implication in the movie. The characters. I mean, I guess it is from Mark's perspective also. He's the narrator. I did find the interview narration format to be a little jarring sometimes. It took me out of it every time it'd pop back to that, to make it seem like a documentary.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and so many documentaries and Dateline episodes and whatever have come out about this case that's like, maybe pick a different way to do it.
There was like a 6-part Netflix series. I watched the first episode and I'm like, this could have been condensed. I mean, it's not as nuanced as all that.
Right.
Rebecca's clothes. I think we talked about this.
She dresses like an old lady.
She dresses like a 60-year-old woman from Carmel.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Yeah, she has a really weird style.
For someone who's so fashion obsessed.
So ugly.
I do like the poncho that she has when they're walking down the street in the line.
It just seems so not teenage girl, though. That's just so weird.
Yeah.
Her mom, in real life and in the film, owned a string of those Kumon training centers.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah. And I wonder if they were trying to get across, like, mom hand-me-downs.
Oh.
Like, not, I mean, I'm not thinking about that until just a second, but, like, some fancy lady in Southern California, probably,
Yeah.
you know, had nice cashmere ponchos or whatever, and I can imagine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know?
That's interesting.
But I think of her every time I drive past one of those learning centers.
Oh, wow. Funny. I also thought it was funny that there was a period of time where we just kept casting Gavin Rossdale and things.
Oh, yeah.
Right!
It was like that time. He was in like the Constantine movie too, and it's like, why did we decide that this is a person who can act? And then eventually, fortunately, they realized that he couldn't and stopped doing that.
Yeah, he was good at it. He was like the creepy club owner or manager.
I don't think he's good at it's distracting. I find him distracting. I'm like, that's Gavin Rossdale.
You guys have everything you need?
Yeah.
Hey, Nikki, there's some photographers out for fashion week. I think you might want to meet them. We got some huge music magic coming, some executive producers from Entourage. It's going to be a real party salad tonight, right? So let me know if there's anything you need.
It's just pretending. I don't know. Takes me right out of it. I know, but he takes me out of it because I don't think he's not an actor.
I don't know, like he's just like the skeezy guy who wants to make sure the club is full of like young hot girls, and I like where he's like, it's gonna be a real party salad in here, girls.
Make it a party pizza. I'm never going to be like,
Party salad.
He's like, I assume you don't eat pizza, so.
Yeah.
He's doing an American accent.
Oh yeah,
It's not good.
He's not American.
Yeah, he didn't sound American to me in that. Yeah,
Where's
he
he from?
just
He's
English.
England.
He was married to...
Gwen Stefani.
Okay. I was like, I'm remembering that, right?
Yes. I know, that was a wild time. And it was at that time. I think maybe that was what it was. They were like, we do anything with this? Is this anything?
Oh, is he friends with Sophia?
Maybe.
Because I know Kirsten Dunst was in the movie.
Yeah, Kiki cameo.
Yeah, they're friends.
Yes. I could see some parallels to Marie Antoinette.
Oh yeah, I mean Paris Hilton's house is like Versailles.
Yeah.
Basically, like Hollywood Versailles. The room of mirrors. And like,
the magazine
all
covers.
Her covers, yeah. Just pictures of yourself everywhere. That's a vibe. Your house decorated by your own face.
You're like, it's a nightclub room.
They had to swap out all the magazines in the real house.
Oh, because they can have real magazines.
It's all like whatever fake names they came up with.
Girl magazine or whatever. That's fun. I love thinking about that kind of stuff. But then her room, that was her real party room that was like untouched. Okay. A stripper pole. That's such a place and time also. Although now it's back, it's like
Nicole Byer. Nicole Byer does stripper pole workouts on
now it's exercise.
Instagram.
I think at the time it was just like
being sexy.
Yeah, like Facebook picture of holding on to it. But now it's like, no, let's learn how to shimmy up and down this thing.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you just flashed a memory. I have a picture of me doing that around this time. It would have been 2009 off a fake stripper pole. Oh my god. That was weird. That hit me like a ton of bricks. It was just the time, you know? Just don't ask questions.
I think it's cool as a workout idea. It really does require so much.
Any workout.
Yeah, I mean, when you see someone who can like really do it, it like looks like they're defying gravity. It's like, how are you doing this? You're like flying.
Like
you're like totally sideways, like parallel to the house.
Barely holding on to it with your like knee.
And you're wearing 8-inch heels. Like the and freaks me out. Get you a tall drink of water with some 8-inch heels on a stripper pole.
Oh yeah, that'll get extra tips for me at the club. You're doing that in the craziest shoes. Although also I have seen a couple strippers with Keds on, and I'm like, that's awesome too.
That's inclusion.
Whatever makes you comfortable. I don't know. That's Portland. Portland is unique. They don't do it like that anywhere else. I don't think that I've.
That's awesome though.
It's like the most feminist strip club you've ever been to.
Next call.
I would love to hear Paris Hilton's thoughts 10 years later.
Yeah.
That might be interesting.
I was really mad at those kids. Did you ever get an apology from any of the actual Bling Ring members? No, I've never spoken to any of them in my life. I wouldn't accept their apology. They took things from my grandma that I will never be able to replace, and I just think what they did is really wrong.
And she opened her home up for the filming of it, and she was in it.
I just have so much respect for Sofia Coppola. I think she's such an amazing director, and I love the way she tells stories. If it was anyone else doing this film, I would have said no way. I think she really portrayed what happened and how serious it was. It was really hard to watch it and actually see it happening. So it just made me very emotional.
I like they shout out her shoe size.
Yes, I do love that they shout out her shoe size. And that's something I noticed the first time I saw it, before I knew it was filmed at her house, was that the set dressing was good enough that all the shoes were size 11.
Nice.
Which is Paris Hilton's size.
Look at all her Louboutins. Oh, her feet are so big.
No, what size is this?
These are amazing.
Seriously?
Oh my god, do you think they'll fit?
Not me. Probably you.
She's instrumental in getting size 11 into the regular sizes.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
Paris Hilton, when she had her shoe line, which was also referenced in the film, she had to make it in her size so that she could be seen wearing the shoe.
Course.
And she was one of the first major brands to include 11. Before her, Target didn't even go to 11.
Wow.
So, thanks, Paris.
That's great.
For your big feet girls.
Ironic that she's like a pioneer of inclusive sizing.
Right. I never would have thought of Paris in any way in that. When I was watching the scene, I noticed that all the shoes were size 11 and got excited about that as a person with a large foot. And then when I found out it was really her closet, I was like, oh my God, this is awesome.
She's like super tall.
She is really tall.
Paris Hilton is 5'8". Maybe because I'm a short person, I love like when really tall women wear the biggest heels possible too, just to become like Amazons. I think
Yes.
that's so cool.
Yes. I really did love that peek inside her closet, just for curiosity's sake. I remember reading Delisted. I mean, even the other one that's terrible. They were also terrible, but I read all that shit. So I was really excited to see inside her closet. Oh, all those clothes. Oh my God.
Yeah. I like the organization. I appreciate that. That was like my favorite part of it.
Do you know she hired Kim Kardashian as a closet organizer?
No.
Yeah.
She was her assistant for
Yeah.
a while, too.
Kim Kardashian had a closet organizing business. Paris Hilton hired her, presumably for this closet, or at least one of her closets, and then hired her as an assistant. And then, you know, she followed the Paris video formula to success.
Yeah. I love an organized closet.
I do too.
You know what I hadn't thought about before recently, binging this movie so much? It's like, yeah, they had all this shit, and we were like, oh, they're so materialistic. But, like, most of that stuff they got for free. And they're like, I'm not going to throw designer shoes in the trash. And that is just a problem with society, that rich people get so much free shit. Also, like, what if they don't want it, or what if they don't have anywhere to put it, or, like, time to process it? It's just such a weird system.
And in today's day, when they're all influencers getting extra free shit so that they can post on their Instagram about it, I'm sure they've even gotten more free stuff.
Yeah, like the whole
before.
Unboxing.
Yes.
In order to unbox, you need to get boxes full of shit.
Right. And when Beyonce sends out her boxes of shit to every celebrity, they all make a post about how excited they are, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you want to send me free things.
Yes, definitely. I feel like there was a time when we were kind of getting away from this, or everyone was so judgmental about this, and now it's definitely back with a vengeance, if anything. What made us start to be so judgmental about it and then forget about all that?
Which thing are you talking about that people were judgmental of?
I guess influencers and people who are famous just for having nice stuff. And
yeah.
Because, like, when this movie came out, I feel like it was kind of the tail end of that, when everyone was like, oh, yeah, we shouldn't be so materialistic. These are bad kids, and this is a bad way to be. And it's definitely not gone away.
Yeah. I mean, even, you know, regulars are doing Shein hauls or whatever for their 90% off sales and experiencing the serotonin, posting, look at all my stuff in a way that wasn't, you're right, it was different.
Yeah, it's very much like this huge machine now of the influencers and all the stuff. It is like a high for the kids. I mean, they are literally high when they're going to these celebrity things, but it is really cool looking, and all the purses and the shoes and all that. Yeah, they're like chasing that high every time. The Rebecca character, she kept wanting to up the ante and like, go even further. Steal Paris's Peter Pan Chihuahua.
Oh my God, I know.
And like, he likes me.
Peter Pan.
You can't take your dog.
But he likes me, and I could get like 500 for him.
Come on, Becca. You can't take her dog. It'd be too noticeable anyway.
Okay, I guess. Hi, Peter Pan.
And then they knew all the clothes, too. They were like in Lindsay Lohan's thing. They were like,
this is the dress she wore to the Cosmopolitan opening. Oh my god, let me see it. I want to try it on. It's amazing.
that was the big coup for the Rebecca character, and you can see her looking in Lindsay Lohan's mirror and like putting on her perfume, and it's like she's just euphoric.
Yeah, they weren't just trying on the clothes; they were dressing up, playing dress up.
Their
they were trying to dress up and play and put on that celebrity too.
Yeah,
as an extra layer of awesome for them.
And then they go to the clubs, and the Mark character's like, we got in everywhere, and everyone loved us. It's just like that high of like, everyone loving you, and you look so fabulous, and you're awesome, or whatever. You just want more of it. And then I love the part where they're jamming out to music and they get into a car accident. Like, I felt like that was like a very real, everybody's having all this fun, and then bam, you know, it was so
And then the fact that you
vivid.
see that again later, like they didn't learn anything.
Right.
Whatever happened to listening to music in someone's bedroom? Why do you have to be driving somewhere?
I know, and like their parents got them lawyers. They're not getting some public defender or something.
No.
I mean, it's like they're very lucky.
They were privileged.
They were very privileged kids.
Yeah.
And the scene at Mark's house, he has Becca over and she's obviously smoking in his room. Right. And the dad comes up.
You all right in here?
Yes, Mr. Hall. We're sorry for making too much noise.
Everything's fine, Dad.
All right.
You're stressing me out.
And it's like, obviously, if somebody's smoking in a bedroom,
You know.
you're gonna know.
Mhm.
These parents, they don't want to know. It's
As someone who had an extremely restrictive mom in terms of what I was allowed to do, it's so bewitching to me that they were smoking cigarettes and weed in front of their parents in a way that was just like normal.
There's a scene where she's like smoking meth.
Oh, I didn't.
In the bedroom.
I'm not
like,
even
they're
cool
trying
enough to know that.
What the fuck are you doing? Come on. Come on now.
Pass.
Puff, puff, puff.
I've never seen a crackhead.
It's just a glass cigarette.
It's fine, you guys.
They're not good parents.
No.
They have all that money so that they don't have to parent their children. And then they don't want to think about how that system is failing their kids.
Well, and they probably think that the money protects them or insulates them in some way.
I guess it does.
And it does, but not entirely. Like, your kids are still going to do dumb things depending on the scale. You know, the scale was big.
Right. I know this difference between, like, robbing someone's house in Tacoma and robbing someone's house in Beverly Hills.
I did look up Paris Hilton's house because they read off the address in the movie. I was like, ooh, let's see, blah, blah, blah.
Is that still her house?
No, she lives in a new house now. I think it sold after the movie, and they referenced the film in one of the listing articles. One of the listing articles I found. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably like relevant information for a buyer. You know, like by the
Definitely.
way, this house is in a movie, and they give the address.
That's a good point.
That's so true.
Like, it's interesting how they use the street view of Google Maps. They're like, oh, I think you can get in through this part.
Yeah, because now you can just have it blurred out.
Oh.
On Google. Like a lot of really rich people, you look at where their house is and it's just a big blob of trees or whatever. You can't see details, and that's probably a big part of it. It just was so easy to get information in that time period. That's so wild, all the vacation information and stuff.
Yeah.
And how even having cameras isn't going to help that much if there's no one there to stop them.
There were a couple, like Audrina Patridge, they showed that robbery from the exterior, like in the hills in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I like how you just hear crickets and coyotes through the whole
That's the one with the single shot from far away.
Yeah, I liked that. I liked the scenes of the kids trying to pick out outfits, and the two girls that are like sisters or whatever are so mean to each other.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Try it with your hair back. Oh yeah, that looks classy.
I wouldn't go that far.
Is this conservative?
If you like a secretary-style hooker.
Bite me.
Maybe with a jacket?
It just felt so real, like you're a fly on the wall in their little world. And after they rob, they're like driving around playing a song. And you can tell they're like playing it over and over again in the car, because they'll be singing one part and then they're singing another part and then it's daylight. And you get this sense like, oh, those kids must have been playing that over and over again, like feeling so high off of. I thought the music was so perfect in it. Like I really loved the 212 song by Azalea Banks. It's so good.
I listened to that soundtrack a lot.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, like, all their music was, like, rich life, you know, like, I can't remember the other songs in it, but, like, they're all about, like, living fast and... Yes! Bad girls do it well. Yeah, the MIA.
That Sleigh Bell song that opens the movie opens the soundtrack as well, and it always pumps me up.
Nice.
I've already started underlining meaningful passages in her copy of Moby Dick, if you know what I mean.
I like that line, which is apparently like a real thing that Emma Watson's character said.
I want to lead a huge charity organization. I want to lead a country one day for all I know.
I want to lead a country one day for all I know.
Yeah, all of her good
direct
deeds.
Quote.
Yeah.
It's not a specific line, but my favorite scene is when Nikki's doing an interview and her mom can't stop talking.
Yes.
So, she has been living with us. We met when my parents divorced, and now my mom homeschools all of us.
Based on the philosophy of The Secret, which is based on the laws of attraction.
Can I talk, please?
Sure.
It's like, Mom! It's my interview.
Yeah,
That is
it's like their whole vibe is like training these kids to be famous, but it's because she wanted to be famous too.
My favorite is just, I want to rob.
Come on, let's go to Paris's. I want to rob.
I love that.
I'll text that to Christina periodically.
I liked, you can't have leopard and zebra, you have to choose.
Yes, I like that.
Leopard and zebra?
What?
Yeah, you can't have leopard and zebra. You gotta choose one.
Okay, fine. Whatever. At least I don't look like I'm 35. Oh, harsh.
Though truly leopard is a neutral, so...
That's true too.
Yeah, I feel like you don't have to choose, but it's a funny line.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Nowadays, it's all about power clashing.
That's awesome.
I like the homeschool lesson in the beginning where she has a vision board of like, why do we like Angelina Jolie and they're like her husband?
So, what qualities do you guys admire about Angelina Jolie?
Her husband?
Okay. Anything else?
Her hot bod.
Okay, well, the hot bod is not a characteristic.
How long do we have to do this for?
We're going to do it until we finish, and then we're going to move on to the fluorescence work.
Yeah, and then the kids are like, do I have to do the, you know, it's just like the homeschool
like, I don't want to do this school, even though it's nothing.
No matter what, kids want to get out of schoolwork.
Right.
But everything I learned about The Secret, I learned from this film and Oprah Winfrey, of course.
Right. I remember sometimes you'll do The Secret on something.
I love doing The Secret.
I love doing The Secret. I love saying it as if that's my plan for something. I'm going to do The Secret on it.
Manifesting.
So it's just, don't worry.
Is it mainly vision boards, like 90% vision boards?
It's mostly about just like deciding what you want.
I don't think it's really...
And then you get it.
Okay.
Yeah. You will it into the universe.
Yeah. You can use vision boards, but I think it's really just in your mind thinking, I will receive this, not...
Okay. How will I receive this or when or whatever? Just like, it will happen.
Yeah.
And then it does.
And then it just does.
Life's like easy, you guys.
You guys, you don't even have to think that hard. You just have to like think about it a little bit.
I really like Emma Watson's character. She just has so many funny... She's like smoking and she's like, you're stressing me out. She gets bailed out by her family, I guess, and the paparazzi are like, what was it like in there? And she's like, It was not good.
Nikki, how was it in there?
It was not good.
That's really funny.
So funny.
She's great. Now that's a British person who can do a really good American accent.
Oh god, she is so
does
good.
like the very flat California affect really well.
She really researched. I thought the line was very significant about I never thought of myself as an A-list looking guy.
I didn't want to go to school. I had a lot of self-loathing and anxiety issues. I felt that I was ugly.
You're not ugly.
I know I'm not ugly, I don't know, I never saw myself as an A-list looking guy. But I went to Indian Hills to learn and be with my peers. But I was always self-conscious that I wasn't, as good looking as other people.
As
Yes.
part of Mark's reason for all this accessorizing. And just like thinking about that as like, I never thought of myself as an A-list looking guy, but I did everything in my power to like distract from that. And how that's like a thing to, what does it matter?
And just the way that the kids talked about, like, they're skipping school on the beach, and Rebecca's like, I want to have my own line of whatever.
Fragrance.
Yeah, fragrance.
I just have to graduate so I can go to the Fashion Institute of Design. It's where all the Hills girls went.
Cool. And then intern at Teen Vogue?
Totes, and then have my own line in fragrance. Host my own show.
Yeah. I'd like to have my own lifestyle.
Definitely.
Yeah. Instead of like, I want to be a physicist or whatever.
Or even I want a nice life.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not
right.
the goal. It's having a lifestyle that you can monetize and get other people to emulate.
Right.
Which is weird to think about a child. Because they're all children, trying to get to.
Yeah.
That's weird. That makes me sad. Bling Ring, no. Just focus on the clothes.
What else does a suicide need, huh? Now, if you'll excuse me.
If anything, it's worse now because there's so many different ways to be an influencer. Like, I paid money to take my children to this Minecraft YouTuber show at the Neptune. I'd never heard of him. And he's like a rich kid. It was his story about how he became famous, and then there was the whole like doxing section, and he's like 19 years old. I liked at least that he had the whole doxing section because it was like, it wasn't as great as all that. Like there was a while where it was pretty bad and now things are better, but it's just like every other kid you meet is like, I want to be this kind of YouTuber or that kind of YouTuber. That's just all that's left for kids to aspire to anymore.
It seems so attainable, right? You just need a camera and an interest,
right.
And boom. And then you need to find
and it's
a
like,
million people.
Do you want your kids to like aspire to like work a 9-to-5 job? Like,
no, it's just interesting.
Right. Yeah, I'm not saying that to you, but like I kind of love stuff like that. Are like gamers. Like I don't understand it watching people play video games, but I watch people play sports. So like I compare it to that. But like I feel like boomers hate it.
Yeah,
boomers are the ones who are like, do what you love, the money will follow. It's like, okay, well, that's what's happening.
I guess you meant
but not like that.
You meant do what I love, your parents, what I think is
right.
great. That's so true. It's like all of those kids are self-made kids, but my dad, who loves to talk about bootstrap stories, has never once talked about a YouTuber bootstrap story. But like that kid I saw at the Neptune was from like a sort of lower middle class city in England, and now I'm 19 years old and I have all the money I need.
Right. I mean, like if we got paid for doing this,
theoretically that's possible.
Right. It's hard to get to that level, though.
A podcast takes a lot of work, okay? You have to organize the guests, you have to do a Google Calendar, and then you build a following. It takes a long fucking time.
Relentless. You have to keep churning out content.
Right, that's the thing. For the ones that we know of, there's hundreds of people who have like a YouTube channel that 3 people subscribe to or whatever. You know? When we were kids, it's like, oh, I want to be an actress, and it's like, you can do that, and like the odds are so low. And it's just people don't want to act, they just want to be on camera for something, for whatever they're doing.
Just video me doing the thing I do anyway every day.
Right.
Yeah.
I listened to Alexis and Gabby were on. Rachel Bilson has a podcast, and it was like Rachel Bilson was saying like, I've moved on from this, and kind of like forgiving them, but it was an interesting clip. I wouldn't say it was like anything meaningful, but it was confronting the girls who robbed her house many years ago. But I didn't even know Rachel Bilson had a podcast.
I mean, I guess everyone does.
I think Alexis, I think she has a podcast too. Why? Because I was looking her up last night.
Sure, research.
She got sober because she was doing like heroin and meth and everything pretty much. I guess her husband owned a recovery center, and I think she's getting divorced now, but yeah, she's very into like recovery, that kind of influencer brand or whatever.
Yeah, I want to say it's like queer recovery witch or something. That's her bio or something.
In the movie, Emma Watson was supposed to be her, but she actually wasn't that big of a figure in the Bling Ring. I think she only went to like Orlando Bloom's house or something like that.
Okay.
But they sort of made her seem like a bigger presence in the Bling Ring. Their mom was such a trip. The other part of them always holding hands.
Well, let's do our morning prayer. My chief aim in life is to continually strive to be the best person that I can be for the greater good of the planet and everyone who walks on it. And so it is.
And so it is.
Woo! And so it is. She's like, girls, get your Adderall.
Before they go into court. Yeah.
I
guess the other thing I was thinking about in regard to like job aspirations is like the alternative used to be like, I'll be a famous person or I'll work hard and work my way up a company. And like that's less possible now. It's almost easier to become an influencer than it is to become like a CEO from the mailroom in this modern day.
Right. Well, it's also like people say get a real job, and it used to be like you could have a real job and buy a house. Like your real job could be like in the factory or something, you know. And it's like I don't know how anybody does anything.
it's not the same world. I mean, they used to say you have to stay at a job for like at least a year.
I know the job doesn't want you to stay that long. Right. They're like, get the fuck out of here.
Right. I mean, nobody stays in the same job. You know, it's like
they don't really give raises anymore. They just fire you and then hire someone else to do the same thing.
Often at 10% higher.
Oh, God.
Right, yeah.
That's frustrating. I guess this movie happened at like a very transitional period in society. It's kind of wild.
Alexis has never seen it.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a very fun fact.
That's like a fun thought experiment. Like, would you watch a movie that was about you?
Hell yes.
I guess it would depend on what I did to make them make a movie about me.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And it would definitely depend on who was involved.
Right.
Was I a central character or peripheral? Because if I'm peripheral, I'm definitely watching. Central requires more thought.
I know we have a different Lunchtime Poll, but that's interesting. Like, who would you want to direct your life movie? Have we done that one before? I feel like we haven't. We've done writer, but not
like write your biography. Yeah. All right, we'll save that one.
We'll save that
something
one.
More.
Like that's really good.
Something.
Well, let's do the one we have, which is
awesome.
Gonna be a fun one.
So this is what's called a Lunchtime Poll.
Today's Lunchtime Poll is what is something that you have so much of that you might not notice right away if someone robbed you?
This question is a personal attack.
I think we all probably have. We all have our secrets, don't we? That we're going to reveal right now. You won't feel bad in a minute, I think.
I think I own a lot of things. Specifically, Pyrex. I own a lot of Pyrex. You could probably sneak out a Pyrex or 3 or 12, and I wouldn't notice. Depending on which ones you selected. Touch of friendship, and I'll cut you. And clothes. I have an awful lot of clothes.
Yeah.
Because it is so fun to buy and adorn yourself and then forget about, you know? And then there's new clothes.
Right.
You just forget about the old ones until you go shopping in your closet and then you're like, oh, I forgot about this dress. But yeah, clothes and Pyrex, I think, are my for sure. Wouldn't even notice. Touch my shoe collection, though. Yeah, and I would definitely notice.
You notice, even one thing gone.
I think so. Especially if they were my sequin boots.
The light's different in this room.
Yeah. It's not quite as disco-y as I like.
Nice.
Well, I'll go because mine is the opposite because for me it's shoes. Specifically, hot chocolate Mary Janes. The worst is like you get an email, sale, and you just go, all right, have them. But then sometimes I'll be looking through and I'm like, do I have those? They look like ones I would buy, so maybe. That has happened. I have had to go check my closet and make sure I don't double up. I'm like, I wish I had more than 2 feet. Because, God, I just bought like 3 pairs not that long ago because first they came out with sneakers, so I'm like, okay, I need 1 pair of not Mary Janes because I wear them year round, all weather, which they are not really meant as an all weather shoe. Has been pointed out to me, but I don't like wearing boots. So I'm like, all right, maybe next winter I will wear these sneakers. But then they had these like black velvet ones with just a red heart. Oh my God, so pretty.
I love stuff like that because, you know, it's not so different, but it's just enough different that I need it.
Right, exactly. I know. And I always tell myself, I have a lot that are red and black because that's my colors, my favorite colors to wear. But then they'll like make these voodoo doll ones that are so cute. It's kind of rude not to get them, right?
You don't want to be a rude consumer.
I am not rude. Very thoughtful consumer, so...
They are so cool. I have like a bunch of pairs too, not as many as you, but I like literally won't open their emails for long periods of time because I can't help myself. We know exactly what you want. Here's the cutest fucking shoes you've ever seen. Right. I'm like, oh no, I don't have them yet.
The best though is sometimes like you get an email, new styles, and you don't like any of the new styles.
Yeah. And you pat yourself on the back.
Right. And I can't learn to walk in heels or platforms because then that would like triple the...
It's good to have limitations.
Right. So I'm like, I can only... And I don't like to wear a slip-on that doesn't have a strap across the center. This is a true fact that I am not lying about.
Yeah.
So they also have that style and those I don't look at. So at least there's only one style shoe of theirs that I look at. Otherwise, we'd need a second closet.
I associate you with that brand. When I see them on any store, my heart gives a little Amy sparkle.
Aww. That's a thing at both the yoga studios I go to because you take your shoes off in the lobby. Like one time I was like in Shavasana before class and this lady just comes up. She's like, are those your shoes out there? I bet they are.
Wow.
And then one time I was coming out and someone had just sat down and like, oh, those shoes are so cute. And the instructor was like, oh, you haven't met Amy before.
Get ready.
Right.
It's extra funny to me because you used to have your nightly hot chocolate.
Yeah,
you
I
still
love hot
do?
chocolate. Not every night, but yeah. Yeah, I love a hot chocolate. And the hot chocolate 15K was the first race I ever did too. So
oh, wow, the first one. That's awesome. Yeah.
That's 3 hot chocolate facts in your life.
And it's a retronym.
Yes.
So
what's
it's
a retro?
Oh my God, thank you for asking.
I know.
Getting all tingly.
A
retronym is when something has a name and then technology invents a new one so the old one gets a new name.
The thing itself hasn't changed, but the name changes. Like landline telephone is one. Or desktop computer.
Paperback book.
Right. Paper ticket, too, is one. And hot chocolate is one because what we call hot chocolate used to just be called chocolate. Like you would have a cup of chocolate, and then they started manufacturing chocolate bars, and that's chocolate.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that came first. If I had to guess, I would have gone the other way. Like, what if we melted this shit? Interesting. Wow. Come here to learn all sorts of things.
Up top.
Woo. I can go next. I have a couple options. I think I would notice a lot of stuff, like, so I have a lot of Funko Pops. I have my collection of, like, mostly ladies and femme characters, but there are a couple exceptions. Smokey Bear is an exception. Anyway, but I would notice those because I look at them every day while I'm editing. They're just like right up in front of me and I can see them. And so I know when one has fallen down behind something. I'm going to say it's probably hoodies because especially lately I kind of discovered I can make my own hoodies by cutting up t-shirts and sewing them on, and I don't mind doing like a hand stitch while I watch a movie. So I've really gotten a lot more lately and repurposed some, and like there was one where I'm like, I haven't worn that in a while, where is it? And I couldn't find it, and so I feel like if someone had taken it, which I did find it eventually, but you could do that and I wouldn't notice for a while.
Yeah, mine is probably t-shirts or like cardigans. That's kind of like my uniform, basically. I've just got lots of t-shirt piles.
Have you seen those t-shirt quilts? I think they're so cool.
That's a great idea.
You can send 24 however many t-shirts off, and they'll cut the back or the image out and make it into a quilt. If they're old t-shirts that don't fit or from like races you ran or whatever, you can put together. Like I've seen people do it like these were the bands I loved in college shirts or like whatever.
Cool.
I think it's so
T-shirts
cool.
just like multiply.
They do.
Well, and they come free for a lot of events, right? Whether it's a race or a job or...
And like Logan and I go to a lot of shows, and we love to get the merch, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, merch is so fun.
I know, and sports merch. When we go to Kraken games and they shoot t-shirts into the stands, it's still so fun. We have like 4 of just those, like, into the stands t-shirts. Like, why are we like diving for this?
So someday you can have an amazing Kraken cannon quilt.
That would be
an all
amazing.
Kraken quilt. Oh my god.
Yeah, I guess that's why I've never done the quilt thing, is because like I never have enough of one theme for a quilt. So I do a lot of skirts. Like that's another PSA for people on Etsy. There are a lot of people who will turn your t-shirts into skirts, and some of them put pockets in them, and that's nice.
I saw a pattern in Bust ages and ages and ages ago to turn old t-shirts into underwear, which I never did, but there's yet another option.
Yeah. That kind of defeats the purpose for me. Because it's like
you want to
I'm
show
keeping
it
it
off.
because of the image.
No, they put the image on the butt. You're just putting it there.
Not that many people see my butt usually. Maybe I should show it to more people.
How very.
Laura, do you have anything you would like to plug? Or it doesn't even have to be something you're working on. It could just be something you love.
Oh my god, let me think. No.
It's okay if you don't. I just like to offer the
I'm just
final
like
sentiment to the
whatever.
guest.
I'm a nice person. I have a cool kid. That's pretty much all you need to know.
I mean, that is a great many truths about
So
you
many
in that regard.
truths.
Yes. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for coming back. We would love to have you anytime.
Oh my god, anytime.
Fun. Yeah.
It's always fun
You're
to talk
basically
about movies with y'all.
Our unofficial 4th Puke Cat. I mean, anyone who's on is a Puke Cat, but you're top tier Puke Cat.
I'm only gonna feel that for a long time, roll it around in my mouth like a candy.
If you enjoyed this episode of Paid in Puke, please take a minute to give us 5 stars on your preferred podcast app. If you did not enjoy it, no further action is necessary. Paid in Puke is hosted by Jessica Baxter, Amy Green, and Christina Barr. Follow us on Twitter at PaidInPukePod, on Blue Sky at PaidInPukePod, on Instagram at PaidInPukeSeattle, and on Facebook at Paid in Puke Podcast. Paid in Puke is produced and edited by Divine Betty Media. Music by Silent Partner and Jessica Baxter. Thanks for listening. You're beautiful.
Lick it up, baby. Lick it